Hi, I'm Lyndsie. My pronouns are she, her, and today I'd like to walk you through an upper body workout sitting on a chair using a TheraBand. I guess conceptually you could totally sit on a couch or anything that you have access to. The back is not super important. We're going to be using our body as the anchor point. So any seated location and having a TheraBand is what you'll need today. TheraBand wise, I like a medium weight resistance, but you know your strength most. So you're welcome to use a light or a heavy. And then we'll talk about in a moment a little bit about the logistics of how to make things a little more intense or a little less intense by just the placement of your hands on the band. I like lengthwise to have that band be as tall as I am. In this series, we won't necessarily be using it to its full length potential, but it's good to have some extra room. So if you can have a nice long one, that's great. If not, we can totally adapt to having a shorter one as well. So the first thing I'd like to do is just drape that band across your thighs. Let your arms come on down and slide your shoulders away from your ears. From here, you're going to gently rock your head from side to side. Some of this upper body stuff is also just going to include releasing the neck. As we work the upper body, we tend to build tension up through the throat, the back of the neck, sometimes our jaw even. So we'll occasionally take little breaks. One more time. And back to center. Roll your shoulders for me a few times. Lifting them up towards your ears and then purposely rolling them down on your back. 2 more. Oh, mine are crunchy today. And last one. All right. Now, the final little bit of this is our seated position. I want you to be nice and tall here, trying to sit kind of on the front half of whatever you're sitting on. And then your feet will be nice and flat. Part of the work is trying to not let your knees collide in towards each other or fall open to the sides. Get those feet nice and flat, and they don't have to be pointed straight out in front of you, but if you want a little more space, you're going to walk your feet a little wider and still try to keep those thighs pointed out, not letting yourself rock to the outer part of your feet or fall into the center. So feet are nice and flat. Pick your position. We're first going to take this band and put it across the small of your back. And then we're going to hold with our palms facing up and elbows bent by our sides. I like the band going through the thumb joint on my hand and the loose end coming out to the sides. Shoulders are still down away from your ears. And on your exhale, you're going to push out. And inhale, come home. That was your first test push. And now we're going to talk about what you need to do if that felt too heavy or if it didn't feel heavy enough. If it felt too heavy, you're going to walk your hands further out on the band. Just give yourself another inch or so and give yourself a test run. If it felt too light, you're going to walk your hands even further back on that band and give yourself a test run. And some days maybe a certain position and other days might be the further back and further forward. Just work with what your body's got going on today. I think I found a good spot, so I'm going to hang out here. Roll those shoulders back. And on your exhale, you're going to push out. Stay seated up tall. Inhale comes home and exhale pushes. Inhale back. Exhale, push. We're reaching forward, but we're not trying to necessarily slide the scapula off the back. We're trying to stay nice and anchored and pushing through the arms. 3, 2, and 1. Bend those arms back in. Roll your shoulders a couple times. Now, I'd like you to walk your hands out a little further, an inch or so, not very far, but we're going to take this circular, and I want you to be gentle with your shoulders. So check your feet again, make sure they're nice and flat. And then exhale, pushes you out, and then we open out wide and bend your elbows to bring them back in. So we're pushing out like we're serving a tray to everyone in front of us. Oh yeah. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now bend those elbows back in and pause for a moment. We're going to reverse it now too. So you're going to reach out and then scoop to pull home. This motion, I like to joke that it's like you're in a bathtub and somebody walks in, it's a bubble bath, and you're trying to scoop and gather all the bubbles up so they can't see your nudity. It is that dramatic version. 3 more. Oh yeah, those shoulders are starting to get warm. 2. And 1. And in we come. Let those arms come down towards the floor and wiggle them around a little bit. We're now going to lift one butt cheek up at a time and thread that band literally under your butt. It has become your anchor point. Roll your shoulders a couple more times. All right. Now, left side, just let it dangle. We're going to get rid of it for now. That arm can hang out. And then we're going to take this right side. It's still in that thumb joint. And we are going to put some tension on it and have that hand flat up towards your face. From here, we're going to push up and down. We're trying to slide that arm as close to the body as we can. Two more like this. Again, you're welcome to adjust tighter or looser to get the right resistance for you. Last one. And down we come. Now we're going to turn it into a little bit of a side bend bit. So we're going to push up and bend over and back down. Up and bend. 4 more. 3. Oh yeah. Last 2. And last 1. Arms nice and warm. Let that arm dangle, let that band go down, and you're gonna grab the other side. And you're gonna find still that band in the thumb joint, the second position. Now, after your first press up, you can make that judgment call if you need to tighten or loosen it. I went a little too far, so I'm gonna tighten it slightly. And on your exhale, push up. And inhale, come down. Exhale, pushes. Inhale, releases. My left arm is feeling strong today, which I'm right-handed, so that is a unique experience. Last one like this, and bring it down. We're gonna add that side bend in now. So we push up and reach, and back down. Four more. 3. Last 2. And last 1. And bring it on down. Let that arm dangle. Drop the band on that side. Shake your arms a little bit. We're going to grab back on the other side. Okay. And now from here, we're going to go in a sort of circular pattern. So we're going to slide that arm up towards the ceiling and then take that straight arm out to the side until you get down to a T and then bend it back in. We push out and around. Still sitting up tall. Make sure that your feet are nice and flat. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to reverse it. You're going to straighten that arm out, scoop it up, and bend back down. Three, 2, and 1. This band is flailing around wildly. I need to be more careful. Let that band come down. We're switching to the other side. We like to do one side at a time just so that we can give that other arm a break. Shoulder work is hard work. All right, palm facing in towards you. Give yourself that test push over. Let the free arm dangle. And we're gonna push up, swing out, and bend back in. Up, out, and in. Last 2. And last 1. We bring it in, we reverse, open out, and come up. And then slide that hand down like you're awkwardly caressing your own face. There's 3 more. Two. Oh, yeah. And one. And bring it on down. Roll those shoulders a few times. Now, you're going to pull that band out from underneath your tush. Wiggle it out from underneath you. And then you're going to dangle it down to the floor and put the arches of your feet on top of it. From here, you're going to choke up so that you find like a tiny bit of tension right away. Roll your shoulders a few times. Keep those feet flat, and on your exhale, bend your elbows and pull back like you're rowing. Inhale forward, exhale pull. Now I feel like I can do more, so I'm going to lean forward to grab even further, sit up tall, and then keep going. So this here, your scapula should be sliding towards each other. Try to keep those elbows close to the body to make this back work. 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Now walk your hands further back so that there's barely any tension on them. And on your exhale, you're going to open out to a T shape. Oh yeah, that was a little too tight for me. So I'm going to walk my hands further back, and we're going to try again. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. Lift. And lower. My hands are slightly in front of my body, not perfectly in line or behind. I like being able to see them in my peripheral vision. It gives me a lot more information. 2 more. Last one. And down we come. Now we're going to crisscross this band across our lap. So we're going to have the hands holding opposite directions. And then you're finally going to walk your feet really close together. Sit up tall. If you need to, you can lean back here a little bit. We're going to let the bottom one dangle, and then we're going to choke up on the other one and have it bent, the elbow bent across the body. Now, on an exhale, your elbow's going to go out and then back in. This is a very like yo-ho, pirate's life for me movement. We're going up and down, using that cross anchor point. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Switch the other one on top. Same thing here, finding a similar tension. That elbow is bent across the body. And on your exhale, elbow out and down. Three, 2, and 1. Let it come on down. Now both hands are going to uncross those loops, and we're going to walk our hands down as low as we can here. Palms are going to rotate forward, soft bend to the elbows, and then on an exhale, you're going to bicep curl and right back out. Now here's the deal. You can work low down here, totally reasonable. If you want more challenge and to add a little bit of delt work, you're going to lift the arms up higher and bicep curl here. Because now the work is, how do I stabilize the upper arms while I bend at the elbow? For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, straighten those arms, roll your shoulders a few times. Now you're going to scooch that band a little further forward, and you're going to let the toes come up off the floor. And you're going to wrap that band around the toes and possibly the ball of the foot as well. And you're going to choke up a decent amount. I want it to feel tight right away. Now this is the only movement here that really says that you probably need a chair. But if you sit far enough forward, you should be able to do this on a couch as well. You're going to keep those feet in dorsiflexion, which means the tops of the feet pulling back towards the shins. Arms are down and straight. Pinky fingers are back. Stay seated tall. And on your exhale, pull those arms back. Inhale forward and exhale pull. Yeah. Oh yeah. High triceps. Try to keep them close to the body as they come back. 3 more. Whew. 2. And 1. Arms forward. Pull that band off your feet and walk your feet back to whatever position feels comfortable and prevents you from falling in or falling out. We're going to take those arms straight out in front of us. Now we're holding all the way around the band, the loose end out the pinky finger side. And I'd like you to put your thumb with the rest of your fingers. Our thumbs do too dang much now because we're always on phones and tablets and things. So thumbs are kind of overdeveloped, and as a result, I like to give them a break whenever we can give them a break. So get that thumb with the rest of the fingers. Now, likely you're going to start holding out at the same width of your shoulders. Shoulders away from your ears, and on your exhale, all you're doing is pulling as wide as you can and then back in. Pull and in. Now we're going to work this movement up. So every time you come in, you're going to come up an inch and pull. In, up an inch, pull. Inch is a general guideline. You're moving up a tick until you end up overhead, and then you come back down. We're just working in a big range of motion. Let the pull continue down towards your thighs until that band runs into your knees, and then back up again. One more time, up and down. And home. Back down we come. Get it down to your thighs. Okay, rotate your palms to face back. Or not face back. I guess your palms are facing in. Pinky fingers are down towards the floor. And on your exhale, straighten your arms out and pull down again. And inhale, release. Exhale, pulls. Inhale, releases. This is more tricep work just from a different angle. Woo! It gets a little rolly. 2. And 1. Let it come up. Roll your shoulders. Now we'll come back to this position in a moment, but I want to give your hands a break from that deep grip. So you're going to flip your hands over like you're serving a tray again. That early stuff we did with the band behind your back. But instead, this time, the space is between the hands, and you're only going to have an inch or 2. It's pretty small, not a lot of space between. Now the upper arms need to be glued to your sides, your elbows bent to about a 90-degree angle. We're stabilizing and squeezing those upper arms a little bit, and then one arm opens and closes. Stay on that side. Open and close. Oh, hi. So the arm that's not moving is still working. It's just stabilizing. 3, 2, oh yeah, 1 more. Ugh. And in. Now the other arm gets to go. Not lifting that upper arm away. Oh, left side's tired, y'all. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. Rest those arms for a moment. Roll your shoulders a few times. Rock your head from side to side. Come back to center and let your chin drop down towards your chest. And then rock your head left and right here. We'll come back to the middle, lift that head up. We're going to flip the grip again, so the palms facing down, thumbs are with the rest of your fingers, and we're back to that shoulder width position. Now, shoulders plug down away from your ears. One arm, I'm going to say my left arm is going to stabilize, and then the right arm opens and closes. We stay on that right side. So again, the arm that's not moving is still working because it's bracing, right? To stabilize, you've got to fire up a whole other plethora of muscles. Last 2. And last 1. And in. Now the other side gets to go. It wants to move after being stable. 2, and 1. Bring it in, lower those arms down, roll your shoulders a few times. We're gonna bring that band back underneath your feet. So take your hands nice and wide on it and drape it down and pull it under the feet. Now, your tension is gonna be wherever you can be that you can hold your arms almost straight out in front of you. Okay, wrists are nice and straight. We're gonna do some forearm work here. So there's no change in the arm, but your knuckles drop down and then lift back up to the sky. They drop and lift. Lower and lift. Oh yeah. High forearms. 3, 2, and 1. Let the arms swing down and be heavy for a moment. Roll your shoulders. My collarbone is so poppy today. Every time I roll, it's like snap, snap, snap. We're gonna flip that grip one more time. You're gonna lift up to that same position and close your fists. And same thing, bicep or flex the wrist in and out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out, lower down. Couple of breaths. Drop that head from side to side. Pull the band out from underneath your feet again. And you're gonna hold it pretty wide now. I'd say as wide as you can get, straight arms down towards the floor and find a tiny bit of tension. During this, you are welcome to choke up a little more if you'd like. We're gonna take the arms up overhead, shoulders out of your ears, and now one arm stabilizes and the other pulls down and back up. And then we switch. Now this band should touch the top of your head. We want it to. If it doesn't touch the top of your head, you may be too far behind. And if you're in front of your head because of shoulder mobility, work it up there. Just try to get a little further back if you can. One more each way. Then pause here. Bend your elbows, pull that band back behind your back. Oh, and up. 3 more times. And up. 2. And up. Last one. And up. Swing those arms in front of you. Roll your shoulders a few times. Tilt your head left and right. All right, we're done with that arm work, and we're gonna give our arms a little release love now, setting that band off to the side. Keeping your shoulder away from your ear, you're gonna take one arm across the body and just give it a squeeze with the other hand. And breathe. That thing that we forget to do sometimes. Now that arm is gonna go overhead, and the other hand is gonna go on the elbow. We're just gonna find a tricep stretch real quick. Now the hand that's touching the elbow gets to dangle, and this one comes up to the ceiling, and we're gonna side bend, finding a reach in those lats that we connected and worked earlier. And then sit up tall to swing that arm down. Now the other arm comes across the body, and we give it a squeeze to stretch across the back side. Don't mind me, I've got the wiggles almost all the time. And then we take that arm up and back and find a little tricep stretch. Hand that's on the elbow pulling as much as it can, be reasonable. Now the hand on the elbow gets to dangle down, and this one comes up, and we side bend, reaching. Keep that hip anchored that's in opposition, but find that reach. And come back to center. Shake your arms out. And that's it, my friends. That's your upper body and shoulder workout for today with the TheraBand. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.